Good evening. Tonight is election night 2024. President Trump is back for another time seeking re-election after losing to President Biden in 2020. Vice President Kamala Harris announced her nomination in June of 2023 after President Biden decided not to seek re-election. President Trump picked Ron DeSantis as his running mate after losing in the 2020 election with Mike Pence on the ticket. Vice President Harris picked Pete Buttigieg as her running mate after winning the nomination. Both tickets would make history. If President Trump won, he would be only the second president in American history to serve two non-consecutive terms. Vice President Harris would be the first woman elected president after Hillary Clinton lost the 2016 election. Our first exit polls are coming in now. We can now project that Donald Trump has won the state of Kentucky in its 8 electoral votes. Again, Donald Trump has won the state of Kentucky in its 8 electoral votes. That is the first call of the night. We can also project that Donald Trump has also won the state of Indiana in its 11 electoral votes. Again, Donald Trump won 11 electoral votes with the state of Indiana. We now have a call for Kamala Harris. Vice President Harris has won the state of Vermont in its 3 electoral votes. Again, 3 electoral votes from the state of Vermont for Vice President Harris. We can now project that the state of West Virginia has been gone to Donald Trump. Again, President Trump has won the state of West Virginia and its 4 electoral votes. We can also project the state of Virginia and its 13 electoral votes will be going to Vice President Kamala Harris. We can also project the state of South Carolina, 9 electoral votes. President Trump has won the state. We can now see by our map that President Trump has 32 electoral votes and Vice President Harris has 16 electoral votes. We can now project that the state of Alabama and its 9 electoral votes will go to President Trump in this race. We can also project the state of Mississippi along with that, 6 electoral votes, President Trump. The state of Tennessee will also go to President Trump, having 11 electoral votes from the state of Tennessee. Tennessee and its 11 electoral votes will be going to President Trump. We can also project the state of Oklahoma and its 7 electoral votes will be going to President Trump. We can also project the state of Connecticut at this hour. We can project that the state of Connecticut will be going to Vice President Kamala Harris, 7 electoral votes for her. We can also project the state of Delaware. Her president, the president that she served with, its home state of Delaware, and its 3 electoral votes have went to her, Vice President Harris. We can also project the state of Illinois, 19 electoral votes to Kamala Harris. Vice President Harris has won the state of Illinois. We can also project the state of Maryland and its 10 electoral votes will go to Vice President Kamala Harris in this race. The state of Massachusetts and its 11 electoral votes will go to Vice President Kamala Harris in this race. We can also project the state of New Jersey. 14 electoral votes will be going to Kamala Harris in this race to win the White House. We can also, along with that, project the state of Rhode Island. 4 electoral votes also going to Kamala Harris in this race. As we can see by our electoral map now, we can see that President Trump has 65 electoral votes and Vice President Harris has 84 electoral votes. Vice President Harris has a narrow lead to President Trump at this hour. We can now make another projection. We can call the state of Arkansas. Arkansas's 6 electoral votes will go to President Trump in this race. Also with that, the state of North Dakota, 3 electoral votes, President Trump. South Dakota, 3 electoral votes, another 3 electoral votes for President Trump. Wyoming as well, another 3 electoral votes for President Trump. Louisiana, 8 electoral votes easily gone to President Trump in this race. The first big call of the night, we can now call the state of New York. 28 electoral votes for Kamala Harris. This is a huge win. Vice President Harris's margin has went up by a lot now. As well as the state of New Mexico, 5 electoral votes going to Vice President Kamala Harris. We can now see by our electoral map that Trump has 88 electoral votes and Harris has 117 electoral votes. We can now call the state of Nebraska. 5 electoral votes going to President Trump in this race to win the White House. We can now project the District of Columbia. 3 electoral votes easily going to Vice President Kamala Harris. We can now project the state of Colorado. 10 electoral votes going to Kamala Harris. Easily gone to Kamala Harris. 10 electoral votes. We can also project the state of Kansas. 6 electoral votes for President Trump. easily in his favor, 6 electoral votes there. We can now project the state of Missouri, 10 electoral votes from the state of Missouri, and that will go to President Trump. We can now call the state of New Hampshire. New Hampshire's 4 electoral votes will be going to Vice President Kamala Harris in this race. We can now see by our update electoral map that President Donald Trump is at 109 electoral votes, and Vice President Kamala Harris is at 134 electoral votes. We can now project the state of California. It is late on the East Coast, and we can now project the state of California, 54 electoral votes going to Vice President Kamala Harris in this race. Another big one, Oregon, 8 electoral votes going to Vice President Kamala Harris. Every vote counts in a race like this. This is going to be a close one. We can also project the state of Washington, 12 electoral votes, easily going to Vice President Kamala Harris in this race. We can project the state of Utah, 6 electoral votes, going to President Trump in this race. Our update electoral map has President Trump at 115 and Vice President Harris at 208 electoral votes. We can now make another projection. We can call the state of Hawaii. Hawaii's 4 electoral votes will easily go to Vice President Kamala Harris in this race. We can now call the state of Minnesota, 10 electoral votes going to Vice President Kamala Harris in this race. She is the projected winner there. We can also, with that, call another big state. We can call the state of Ohio. President Trump won it both in 2016 and 2020 and has won it again in 2024. 17 electoral votes going to President Trump. We can also project the state of Montana, 4 electoral votes easily going to President Trump in this race. Again, President Trump has won the state of Montana, 4 electoral votes there. We can also project the state of Iowa. Iowa's 6 electoral votes will be going to President Donald Trump in this race. Another big one, both his and his running mate's home state of Florida, 30 electoral votes going to President Trump. Our update electoral map shows that President Trump is at 172 electoral votes and Vice President Harris is at 222 electoral votes. Idaho's 4 electoral votes have gone to President Trump in this race. Alaska's 3 electoral votes have gone to President Trump in this race. Texas, a huge one that a lot of Democrats thought that Kamala Harris could pick up. Texas, 40 electoral votes going easily to President Trump. We can now project the state of Maine, 4 electoral votes going to Vice President Kamala Harris in this race. Our updated electoral map shows President Trump at 219 and Vice President Harris at 226. This is a very close election, and we can see that right now that they are just a few points away, a few electoral votes away from each other. Arizona, a key race alert right now. We can project the state of Arizona. This was a toss-up state that we didn't know who would win. 11 electoral votes going to President Trump. He won it in 2016, he lost it in 2020, and he picked it back up in 2024. 11 electoral votes going to President Trump. We can now project the state of Nevada. Nevada's 6 electoral votes will go to Vice President Kamala Harris. Our updated electoral map shows President Trump at 230 electoral votes and Vice President Harris at 232 electoral votes. Harris has won every state that Hillary Clinton won in 2016. Michigan's 15 electoral votes. This is a huge margin for Vice President Harris as she's won the state of Michigan. This is a huge win for the Democrats. This is one that they needed in this race. 15 electoral votes going to Vice President Kamala Harris. That puts Vice President Harris at 247, not changing President Trump's margin. We can now project the state of North Carolina, 16 electoral votes easily going to President Donald Trump. So close of a race here. Many Democrats thought that they could pick it back up after Barack Obama won it in 2008, but not yet. President Trump has now won it in 2016, 2020, and 2024. 16 electoral votes going to President Trump's column. As well as the state of Georgia, a flip from 2020. President Trump won it in 2016. President Biden won it in 2020, and now President Trump has picked it back up in 2024. 16 electoral votes going to President Trump. He needed this one to win the White House. We'll see what happens next. We can now tell that President Trump is at 262 electoral votes. Vice President Harris is at 247. President Trump just needs one of the 2 states left, and Vice President Harris needs both to become the next President of the United States. It is Wednesday, November 6th, 2024 at 8:21 in the morning on the East Coast. We can now project that Donald Trump has been elected the President of the United States. He is only the second president in American history to win 2 consecutive terms, meaning that he has won in 2016, meaning he was president from 2017 to 2021, and now he is president from 2025 to 2029. Such a huge margin for President Trump, and he has won. Such a great moment for Republicans across the world. We can tell that they are definitely excited after losing in 2020. Vice President Harris could not win this one. She is the second woman in American history to win the nomination, but she is also the second woman in American history to lose the presidency. Pennsylvania's 19 electoral votes also going to President Trump, upping his margin to 281 electoral votes, putting Harris at 247. Donald Trump has been elected the next president of the United States. Thank you all so much for watching tonight's election night. I appreciate it so much. I hope nobody got mad about this prediction. This is just my personal prediction based on today's numbers and what the numbers look like as of today, the date that I'm filming this. This was a hard one. I could see both candidates winning this, but I did put President Trump in the winner column for this election. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. If you feel led to, please go ahead and give it a like, subscribe, comment down below your thoughts, and don't forget to ring that bell so that you can get notified when we post new videos here at American Elections. Also, don't forget to click that link in the bio to go to our Instagram, where we have updates on elections and other things, videos, any kinds of stuff over there on our Instagram page. We would love for you to check that out. Thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you all in the next video.